How I triple sleeve and why. So you're currently looking at 3 layers of sleeves. The first inner sleeve, then the normal sleeve, this is a dragon shield black matte, and then the outer sleeve, also sometimes called a character sleeves. This sleeve is supposed to protect this sleeve, and here you have the final product, how a card inside all of this looks like. And this is a question a lot of people have been asking me, how I triple sleeve and what product I use. And by the way, this is how a 100 card commander deck triple sleeve in the final actually looks like. So it's not that hard to shuffle it, you just need a really good grip, a little soft and strong hand that is able to grab a lot of cards together. And then you just shuffle it like this normally. I actually find it's easier to shuffle triple sleeve, and that is one of the reasons why I actually triple sleeve, but we're not talking about that in a second. First, I would like to show you the product I actually use. I use this thing. This is Deck Protector Sleeve Covers Ultra Pro. I think it's good. I'm also going to be talking about this thing. So I have a whole bunch of really expensive cards that I kind of want to protect to the utmost security. So Scalding Tarn is quite expensive. Pact of Negation Invocation is also quite expensive. Let's see here. We also have some other more expeditions, etc, etc. We have a bunch of cards like I really want to protect. So I actually went and bought... Oh, it looks really cool on green screen. Let's put it here instead. So I actually went and bought this thing. This is Dragon Shield Perfect Card Sleeve. So how this product functions is that... I'm not getting paid to do this, by the way. This is not a commercial. I'm kind of interested. Just see how it works. So you put the card inside and then you flip this little layer. There's a lot of extra layer. This is one inner sleeve and you fold it in together so it's a complete sealed package. And this is going to prevent particles of getting inside your sleeve. And that's what you're most worried about actually, that particles gets inside the sleeve and are starting to roll around on the card while being inside the sleeve. So what's going to happen is that the image is going to be destroyed. You're going to have a lot of like tearing marks on the card. It's going to look like you put the card down on a table like this and smashed it like this. And that doesn't really look good. So eventually particles inside the sleeve is dangerous. And the reason why you inner sleeve is to increase up the space inside the normal sleeve. So here you have the normal sleeve and the inner sleeve. And when you have these two together, it's getting harder for particles to get inside. Now, the character sleeve, the outer sleeve, does not protect you against particles at all. This sleeve is actually quite flexible. Let me show you here. It's actually quite easy for particles to get inside here. So particles do not, so the character sleeve do not protect you against particles, but it protects you against something else, or it doesn't really protect you. It's a lot more comfortable. You see, when I got this character sleeve, I noticed that this plastic, the character sleeve's plastic, I don't know why, but it doesn't smudge that much. Now, if you have a lot of old cards, let's see if I can find some old cards for you. I believe I found the perfect example. I digged out this thing from another deck. Now, this is single sleeve. No inner sleeve and no outer sleeve. Just the normal Dragon Shield sleeve. That's it. And look on all the smudge here. You can see, let's see if I can scratch them off here to show you. Yeah, that's smudgy. Here's smudgy. It's really dirty. All this smudge you see in this card, I think you can see some down here. Scratch it. It's so ugly. Gonna clean that stuff so later. That's coming from fat, from your fingers. You see, your fingers is filled with dirt. Even though they are clean, like you can clean your fingers a lot with soap and etc, etc, it's still gonna look like this eventually because there's fat on your fingers and some other stuff. But the beauty about character sleeves, the outer sleeve, is that I still don't know why, but they don't smudge. They stay really clean of some sort. There's one downside, however, and I try to zoom in so you can see the difference, that the more plastic you have above your card, the harder it is to actually see the beauty of the card and the risk of getting more glare. But then again, good lighting and good angling will make it possible for you to see through and see the beauty down beneath all the 3 layers of plastic. But I definitely think that you can see that it's easier to see the artwork on this Scavenging Ooze that is only 1 sleeve, while it is a little bit trickier to go down deep into the Mystical Tutor that is triple sleeved. Let's actually take out all the sleeves on this so you can see the difference while it's out there. So here we cut, and here's the inner sleeve. Let's actually even take that out as well, and we put it down there. So this is a foiled Mystical Tutor, and suddenly the artwork is beautiful. But extra layers of plastic protection is good to make sure that the card stays safe in really scary accidents. Let's say someone accidentally spills water, beer or coffee over the card table. Then a lot of extra layers of plastic is gonna make sure that the liquids is having a harder time getting inside all of this plastic. And that just makes me feel a little bit better, a little bit more safe. Now, why am I wearing this white glove? This is a medicine glove. This is gloves you have in hospitals. And the reason why I have them is because we're going to do a little bit of a box opening now. We're going to remove the inner sleeve from this product and replace it with this inner sleeve. And that means that I'm going to take out the inner sleeve of this card. And with experience, I noticed this with actually doing it, that one time I pushed my finger like this down on a card. It was the Aven Mind Sensor Invocation. And I noticed that my fingerprint stayed a little bit on that card. So after that, I've always been wearing gloves to make sure that that doesn't really happen. I actually believe that Masterpiece cards are a little bit more fragile than normal cards. I don't have a problem touching this card with my fingertips, but I wouldn't do that with Masterpiece cards at all. I highly recommend gloves, wearing gloves when you're starting to touch these things. Alright, let's do it. Let's actually begin cracking this thing open. How do I do this? There's a opening here, I believe. Yeah, here we go. So open that thing, and it comes out like that. And I think you can see it now. This is the stuff. Let's also... This is a bit annoying right now, but just deal with it. So we open here as well, and we pull all the stuff out, cool stuff, and we have this thing. I guess we only need one because we are just gonna do one for now. I heard that it takes time, and I truly believe that. So here we have all of them. Here we have one. So here's the it's gonna go in like that in here. I hope you can see it. Then we're gonna take out this thing. So let's open the first one. Let's move that one. The second part, and now the sticky part comes. So I'm holding it like this, opening and pulling it carefully out. So here we have a Masterpiece soldering without any protection at all. So let's slide that thing in here like that. I'm actually always having the top open. You're gonna see why. So the top open goes down all the way. Then we're gonna flip this thing. I guess this is gonna be a little bit tricky. Goes in like that. And then we just push it in there. Oh, perfect. That felt really nice. I'm just looking through. I hope you can see down here. You can see the layers down here to notice that the sleeve went in really good. So now I don't need this anymore. Then just wrap it up. So we put this thing. I'm pushing it down on the bottom like this. All the way down there. And let's give it a new product. So let's crack this thing open. Fits outside Ultra Pro Deck Protector sleeves. Standard size. You can see the size millimeter down there. So let's open it like that. Take that out. And here we got one. A new perfect fit. Goes in and like that. So now the plastic, or the particles, needs to go in here. Then, because my other sleeve is upside down, it needs to go up all the way there. and then when the particles have gotten up all the way to the top, inside the Dragon Shield sleeve, it's gonna go down inside the inner sleeve. But that's now impossible because the inner sleeve is actually extra sealed. However, when I look at the computer now, I can see that there is a lot of glare. It's tricky for you to see it, but when I look at it with my eyes through a good angle and some better lighting, I can actually see the card quite perfectly. So I don't have a problem having all this plastic over this thing because I can actually see the picture quite well. And shuffling with triple sleeved is another big reason for me to actually triple sleeve. I actually love the feeling of shuffling a deck like this, because all I need to do is just grab it, put it down, and it just slides down perfectly. I need to push it down a little bit, but that's it. The reason why it's easier to actually shuffle the more plastic protection you have is because the card is getting a little bit more rounder. So for example, this card is very slim. It's razor sharp edgy. This is the Scavenging Ooze single sleeved. So when you push a bunch of these onto each other, they have to cut. They have to actually, like a samurai sword, cut inside themselves. While these things are a little bit more round because of the plastic. That means that they are getting easier inside between each other. So when this thing goes here, it just slides down better. And that also means that the plastic is gonna stay in a better quality for a longer time compared to this thing. Now, these outer sleeves are not a magical product. They are gonna get hurt and destroyed a bit from time to time. I think this is a good example. If I squeeze on the bottom, you can notice that there's a rip down here, an opening. So I have to replace this eventually. But the beauty about these outer sleeves, these ones, compared to the normal black matte normal sleeve, is that these are really cheap. They don't cost that much. So if these are destroyed, it's cheaper to replace them compared to replacing these. And that's a good thing. And then I need to transport them somehow, because they actually take up a lot of space. So I have this little box. I have several of these. I actually don't know what name it is or what company they're from, but they're quite good. They're quite durable. This was a really terrible, sad accident, but they've actually stayed strong for quite a while. It's actually quite a big box, and it actually fits. So this is 100 cards, triple sleeved with 2 commanders. So the 2 commanders are Wild Smasher and Thrasius, and 100 cards actually goes into this box quite easily. And actually there's even more space left open inside it once they go in there. I usually try to get 50-50 on each side, and you can notice that there's still space left. So yeah, really nice. I like it. But I actually store all my cards inside the binder. So this is my blue binder. This binder contains only blue cards, and these are all the blue cards that I actually play. There are some casual cards hanging around as well, just for funsies, and I never know what form of new strategy I'm gonna take on. So all the cards you're currently looking at are all triple sleeved. Just pull out this Worth Infiltrator. It's triple sleeved, and it goes perfectly. Okay, let's actually do it from on a better angle, as you can see. Let's see if I can grab something good. Let's grab the counter spell. No, you don't see that well. Let's grab this thing. Pull from Tomorrow. Easily fits. Perfect sleeve. Triple sleeved. Goes in and out. So nice. I don't have a problem. Feels great. I basically sit here and just take the cards I want to have. So here's the Flash. When I want to have Flash, I pull that one out. When I don't want it, I put it back in. All the cards fit in here perfectly. It feels really nice to have a storage possibility like this. So I never have to change sleeves anytime. I just sleeve them, put them into my binders, and then when I want them, I pull them out. Feels great, actually. I guess that I have started to get a little bit outside the topic of this video, but I think that my message have gotten through on how and why I triple sleeve. But I guess that I should also mention the product name, what I actually use for binders. So this is Zip Folder Xeno Skin from Ultimate Guard. I hope you can see it. I'm not sponsored by them, and this is not a commercial. I'm just showing what product I use. I really like the part where this is a zip folder that just feels nice. Nothing's getting in here. It's actually quite full. I'm starting to... I think I'm gonna need to buy a new one. But it's been a good product. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like what I do, consider subscribing or even share my videos. Or you can also support me on Patreon.